Imagine stepping into a garden where every corner whispers life, color, and transformation. Today, that's exactly where we are, a place where the beauty of perennials and the excitement of fresh planting collide. We're not just maintaining a garden, we're breathing new life into it, one cutback, one bloom, and one careful planting at a time. And as you watch this journey unfold, you might just find inspiration for your own little patch of nature, because what we're about to do is as satisfying as it is beautiful. We're starting with something truly special, the opening act romance phlox. Just look at this explosion of pink, it's vibrant, alive, and absolutely bursting with buds. It's the kind of plant that promises weeks of color, lifting the entire landscape with its energy. I love this variety because it's perfectly mid-sized, just tall enough to stand out but not too overwhelming. And wait until you see how this one compares to the others we've planted nearby. The prismatic pink variety towers just a bit higher, glowing in the soft morning light like a pink dream come to life. The contrast between the colors and sizes is stunning, and I can already picture how this section of the garden will flourish in the weeks to come. Right here, under the new arbor, the story of this garden continues. Can you imagine walking through an archway surrounded by blooms that seem to reach for the sky? That's the vision I have for this space. The prismatic pink phlox we planted last spring is already showing off its beauty, while the sunset coral flirts with your attention further down the path. It's breezy this morning, but the heat from yesterday, 103 degrees, has given way to a cooler day of 93 degrees, which feels like a gift. As I glance at the glowing colors, I'm reminded of why I fell in love with these flowers in the first place. They bring a kind of magic that feels almost alive. But the phlox isn't the only star of the show today. We're also planting a second variety of perennial, the Carnival Helen's flower. The moment I saw its blooms, I knew it belonged here. Its colors, deep burgundy mingling with mustard yellow, feel like the essence of autumn tucked inside a single petal. These flowers remind me of something you'd stumble upon near a wild mountain stream, the kind of beauty that feels almost untouched by human hands. They'll grow tall, about 3 feet, and with their button-like centers, they'll be a standout near the pond. I wintered these in the high tunnel, and now it's their moment to shine. Of course, no garden transformation happens without a little elbow grease. Tools in hand, my trusty Cape Cod weeder, gloves, and kneeling pad, it's time to tackle the edges. Weeding might seem mundane, but trust me, this is where the magic happens. The chamomile, with its delicate fern-like leaves, is lovely, but when it starts creeping over the edge of the grass, it disrupts the clean, intentional lines of the garden. So, I'm pulling it back by at least a foot, carving out a fresh, crisp edge that makes every plant pop. It's tedious but oh, so satisfying. As I work my way along the border, I'm also tending to other areas, deadheading daisies, trimming back overgrown iris, and refreshing perennials that have gone a bit wild. Some plants, like the arenium, are leaning over, but with a quick cutback, they'll sprout fresh growth at the base and come back even stronger. This garden is alive in every sense of the word. It's always evolving, always asking for a bit of attention, and always rewarding us with something beautiful in return. The breeze carries the scent of the chalpa nearby, a fragrance so sweet it stops me in my tracks. It smells like warm, sun-kissed Concord grapes, a scent that feels both nostalgic and intoxicating. Not every plant perfumes the air this way, but when they do, it transforms the garden into a sensory wonderland. There's something deeply personal about this moment, standing here, breathing in this fragrance, knowing that these blooms won't last forever, but their memory will. After cutting back and tidying up, it's time for the fun part, planting the new phlox. On the south side of the garden, these blooms will stand as bright, lively accents amid the James Britannia safari sky, Superbina peachy king, and the charming marshmallow bitans. It's like arranging a living bouquet, each plant complementing the other's colors and textures. I can already picture how this area will look when the phlox reach their full height, adding depth and a pop of pink among the lush greens and soft pastels. The pond area, on the other hand, is where the Carnival Helen's flower will create its own moment of glory. With its rich tones nestled beside bobblehead alliums and chamomile, this section feels like nature's tapestry, wild, colorful, and brimming with life. I cut back the meadow nearby, which was in desperate need of attention, and now the whole space feels refreshed, like it's ready for a new chapter. But what's a garden update without a visit to the sunflowers?
Every single one of them is open now, and they are breathtaking.
There's something about sunflowers that feels universally joyful. Their creamy, buttery petals with dark centers are magnets for honeybees, literally. I counted 3 bees on a single bloom, each one busy collecting nectar, and it's a reminder of how connected this garden is to the life around it. Among the varieties are the white knights, white lights, and some mystery types that are just as captivating, their short petals giving them a charming, almost playful look.
And then, of course, there's the corn.
It's growing taller than I expected, a lush wall of green that promises sweet, juicy harvests in the near future.
Some ears are already starting to form, and I can hardly wait for that moment when the silks dry down, and we get to taste the first bites of summer's bounty. It's moments like these that remind me why I love gardening. It's not just about the plants, but the anticipation, the hope, and the joy of seeing life unfold before your eyes.
The update wouldn't be complete without mentioning the California giant zinnias, the feverfew, and the row of dahlias that are all coming into their own. Even the potatoes, with their different varieties dying back at different times, are a small reminder of the cycle of growth and renewal that happens here, season after season. Everything, from the onions to the artichokes, is thriving in its own way.
As I wrap up today's work, I can't help but feel a sense of accomplishment.
The garden is tidier, fresher, and bursting with promise. The weeds are pulled, the perennials are cut back, and new life has been added.
It's the kind of transformation you can see and feel, the kind that makes you step back, take a deep breath, and just smile.
So, whether you're here for the planting tips, the crop updates, or simply to soak in the beauty, I hope this little journey inspires you.
Gardens have a way of reminding us that even the smallest efforts, like cutting back a single plant, can lead to something extraordinary.
Thank you for spending this time with me, and until next time, may your own garden surprise you with beauty, color, and endless joy.